You know, like them type of vibes. And then and one of my elders, they always say I gotta put words of His Majesty in. I gotta put the words of His Majesty like in the lyrics. I have to emphasize the words of His Majesty, specifically the words of His Majesty, so that it's almost as if there is a certain obligation within the lyrical content to preserve the message that needs to be specifically relayed to the youth, which is that which has been manifest in the images of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, emphasizing international morality, collective security, international peace and morality, and equality for all I and I, for all people on earth, you know. And that's why His Majesty said prejudice is opposed, you know. And in coming before all of the nations of the world, it was obvious, you know, that Ethiopia was the lamb that was being taken to the slaughter once again. And we give thanks for His Imperial Majesty, the conquering line of the tribe of Judah, that opened up the 7 seals, you know. To open up all of the 7 seals. I have the book right there, you know, about how that explains just on how His Majesty opened up the 7 seals, you know. How His Majesty was opening up the 7 seals. I don't know where I had that book at there, brethren. It's right here, as a matter of fact. I was reading up on His Majesty, just the 7 seals. His Majesty done opened up the 7 seals wide open in this time, so that we are living now in the time of revelation. You know, when it's the most critical time for us to reach the youth and to rally the youth around the cause of truth and rights, and to do it in a very collective and a very organized and centralized kind of fashion, which is what His Majesty's instructions were. And this music is going to serve, as always, as one of the most important components of representing the interest of the younger population of people, from the schools to everyone whose Babylon voice has somehow muffled or somehow muted their voice through the systematic struggle and process, through the mass incarceration, through the over-medication and the over-medication, brethren, you know, of the people, and the whole numbing of their mind through the process of what they call over-diagnosis, you know, which is probably a crime that is committed to the population more here in the United States than in any other country in the world. There are obviously and clearly psychological disorders that exist here in the United States that exist nowhere else in the world. Bulimia is one of those, for example. Not to mention that the ties and the causes of suicide obviously have been tied in several of the most prominent theories to social dysfunction and different levels of social irresponsibility, just social imbalance, you know. But music provides the avenue with which people, or the interest of the most underprivileged people and the most undeserved people, the people who have been cast away, you know, and cast down and cast. So those are what Rastafari and what this music represent, you know. That's whose interest this music represent, almost as an advocate or as an attorney, you know, almost as if a person to bring to the forefront things that still need to be corrected, you know. So they say music is the protest, but music is also the bullhorn. Music is the bullhorn. You know, music is the bullhorn to speak to the people, to notify the people there's different actions, the different conditions that exist, and to bring certain issues to the forefront. Music does it more than anything else. You know. So to work collectively with all of the different organizations and to work with all of the different religious structures that fall under the category of religion and morality. Which is another song I was writing today, inspired on some of the words of His Majesty, where he was speaking about religion and morality being one of the most fundamental ingredients that we need. It's in there in the pamphlet I showed you, you know? Yeah.
Ashe.
Amen. We give thanks. That fire,
Fire? Oh, I thought you said it was a fire outside.
no. It's gonna be fire outside. Yeah. Babylon ain't gonna be able to stop it.
Yeah,
ain't gonna be no water gonna be able to put it out, you know?
Ashe.
That's why our man had just ran through the ISIS. Our man was chanting ISIS this morning. Rastafari conquer, you know? Because Rastafari, Majesty, Rastafari is I and as a churchical people, you know, we have chants. We have chants, you know, that we chant and like, you know. All the different chants. Then it's 100 of them in this hymn book, you know, and it's not hymn like hymn HYM or however hymn, it's hymn capital HIM for His Imperial Majesty hymn book. You see, of all Rastafari hymns, you know. I chant all the hymns, brethren, to his, you know, to the Most High. Like it's gonna be fire, hata fire naya bingi fire. It's gonna be a fire, hata fire naya bingi fire. Every man gonna get his pay according to the work he has done. Yes, it's gonna be a fire, hata fire, naya bingi fire. You know, so Ethiopians, are you ready? Are you ready now to try? We gotta go meet the band, man.
Yes.
We gotta make some music, cause I'm getting inspired. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all don't even have that much time, but
hey, brother.
But I'm getting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That itch. Go down and make some music. I'm gonna try to go down into the Brethren C-Lock Gates. Call my Brethren J Funk, who on the drums, and call my Brethren Ramadan on the bass. That Brethren said he was doing some car works today. You know, Babylon got the whole car thing on lock. You know, you got to go through Babylon for deal with the whole car and mobilization and every kind of way, you know. So, so that brethren, they're dealing with, you know, with them kind of things there. So sometimes you don't even know when that work's going to be done because Babylon just sends you back and forward, you know. Rastaman never back still. Really, you know. But they say you send you forward and forward into different realms of works that's outside of the regular order of how you structure your day. Because they want to control, obviously, through the car, through the license, one's behavior, one's whole, and the whole time they fit room within the fact that they have that level of control. They have room in there for their scheme and their scam. Like we know all of the different video cameras and the collusion that they was in with the company Xerox and all that. Babylon, you know, this is not aloof to the population, you know. This is something that I is in full overstanding of the way that Babylon continue to just violate I in different ways, you know. It's not like we are not aware of the ways that it's happening. So now to organize and centralize ourselves to be able to truly withstand the ensuing fire, because it's Babylon that's coming under pressure. You know? So we really need to rely more on the black nation.
Shit.
Majesty, what a mighty Jah. It's just all kind of hymns, you know. All the hymns there, man. And we just chant Rastafari, all the hymns, you know. So long Rastafari, call you so long. So long Rastafari, call you so long. And the enemies around you trying to devour you. So long Rastafari, call you so long. You know? Yeah, man. Bring the eye down there to Isis, man. And really chant some Isis, you know, and just be completely liberated. And put Babylon under the dirt through that word sound power. You know, and that's how Naya Bengi, as far as the assembly of ones that come to beat Kete Funde and Base, you know, and hold those Isis and those chants that was deliberately to engage in full-fledged warfare against Babylon conception, because it was during the time it was told when Ethiopia was being aggressed, where Rastafari people and ones who already had come under the guise of the doctrinal teachings of the churchical and iritical doctrine of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I as King of Kings, Lord of Lords, obviously as the return and the manifestation of the Christ and the fulfillment of prophecy. That after that time, many Rastafari who seeing Ethiopia being